So the WBO have ordered a fight between Anthony Yarde and Joshua Buatsi for the interim title. Now this is off the back of Artur Beterbiev obviously pulling out of the Dmitry Bivol fight and the WBO requesting medical proof of the injury that Beterbiev claims to have suffered. I think it's a torn meniscus. If Beterbiev can't provide satisfactory proof, there's the very real possibility that he could be stripped of his WBO title and Yarde and Buatsi could fight for the vacant belt. Now, we've got this situation with Anthony Yarde at the moment where he's claiming to be a free agent. Frank Warren saying he's not. Word on the grapevine is that Tunde Ajayi, Yarde's manager, and Frank Warren have had a falling out. Some people think that all of this is just a ploy by Tunde Ajayi and Anthony Yarde to get more money out of the Buatsi fight. It doesn't say what the split would be with the WBO, with this fight being ordered for the interim title. The two teams have been given just 10 days to negotiate, which is interesting, right? And either party can request a purse bid at any stage during that 10 days. And of course, at the end of 10 days, if they haven't come to a deal, it's going to go to a purse bid anyway. But what are the splits? Is it a 50-50 split? Because if it is, then that apparently is the same as what Anthony Yarde was being offered in the first place. That's what his promoter, or according to Yarde, former promoter Frank Warren, had ostensibly agreed to with Ben Shalom, Buatsi's promoter, a 50-50 split down the line. In fact, it might even be possible that Yarde gets less than 50% in a WBO purse bid. I say that because Joshua Buatsi is the #1 contender with the WBO. Anthony Yarde is ranked #3. So I don't know how the split would go. It still could be 50-50. It's not uncommon for a #1 to fight a #2 or 3 and it's still a 50-50 split. But the rules can get complex. There are so many clauses and sub-clauses in the rule books of these sanctioning bodies. It's basically license for them to make the rules up as they go along. Anyway, we'll see what happens here. I'm not sure what Anthony Yarde and Tunde Ajayi are up to. I hope that Tunde Ajayi and any personal issue he might have with Frank Warren isn't causing him to act in such a way that is not in the best interests of his fighter. As in putting his beef with Warren, if he has one, above what's best for his fighter Anthony Yarde in terms of priorities. I hope that's not going on. I'm not saying it is, I'm just saying I hope it's not. But you could tell that there was something not quite right with Anthony Yarde after his last fight. I think it was his last fight, where Buatsi was ringside and basically called him out to his face. And Yarde was non-committal. Buatsi was saying, I'm ready to go, let's do it next. And Yarde was like, yeah, we've got to look at this and look at that. Look at what, bro? If this is not the right time to do the Buatsi fight, when is? You've had 2 title shots, what are you waiting for? You ain't gonna go on one of these Saudi shows if you're in Frank Warren's bad books. That's not gonna happen. So what are you doing? Maybe they got some incredible move up their sleeve. We will see. Let me know what you guys think about all this in the comment section below. Oh, and before I go, I just want to tell you about this video here, which I just uploaded to my Patreon page. It's a Usyk Fury film study where I analyze video footage from several of their fights in depth and point out various strengths and weaknesses which may be relevant to their fight against each other. It clocks in at just over an hour in length. It's been very well received by my current patrons. So if you want to access this video and hundreds of other Patreon exclusive uploads, just download the Patreon app from the Play Store or the App Store, then head on over to my Patreon page and sign up for the boxing tier, which is called the Boxing Brotherhood. There's no contract, no commitment. You can cancel at any time, just like Netflix, but it's a hell of a lot cheaper. We've also got a members chat group over there and whatnot. So yeah, come join us.